Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We're here with another showcase video, and today is going to be Mysterio's showcase. So I'm just starting off with a little intro here of some Realm of Legends. Excuse me, I almost said Road to the Labyrinth. No, Realm of Legends, or Road to whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. And Mysterio is a amazing champion. This is only rank 3 gameplay because we don't place Mysterio on defense as a rank 4, and it's kind of hard to fit Mysterio with his synergy consistently in Alliance War on Attack. I have done it before, and I have showcased it on my channel in videos. However, it's been quite a while because it doesn't really, the opportunity doesn't come up that often, if I'm being honest. And yeah, we're just going to be doing an initial clear of Realm of Legends. Wow, I just said it and I forgot what it was. Some of the fights are going to be a little bit annoying, but one thing that I want to point out is that 4 of the defenders in this quest are poison immune. I still took them all with Mysterio in under 50 seconds. So I think I deleted 2 of the clips. I deleted the Hulk one, and I deleted the Captain Marvel one. The Hulk one that you are not going to see was 41 seconds, and the Captain Marvel one was 43 seconds. So every single fight in this quest was under 50 seconds. I think actually the longest fight wasn't even a poison immune. I think it was that one. I'm pretty sure Jugs was the longest because all the defenders you're going to be fighting in here are pre-buff versions of themselves. For example, this Rhino's not going to be going unstoppable. He's not going to place the debuff on me that prevents me from blocking unless it's a perfect block. I forget what that's, sorry, a well-timed block. I forget what that's called. And he also is not going to get his physical resistance. But basically, the way that Mysterio works is when you do a medium ending combo, you're going to get one of those gas charges. And then normally with Mysterio, your heavy attack is going to consume all of those charges. However, and it is going to use the charges to place a poison, which has higher attack rating based on how many charges it consumes. However, what the Penny Parker synergy does is it makes it so that your heavy attack does not consume gas. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to just, once you get your 3 charges up, you're just going to parry heavy, and you're going to get a bunch of poisons, and they're really potent poisons. Like, as you can see here, this is not boosted. None of the gameplay in this is boosted. I do have suicides on for every fight in this showcase, but that's just because his playstyle works really well with suicides, or with the recoil masteries. And he is poison immune, so we're only going to take a little bit of bleed damage at the start of the fight. But I actually did this entire run with no items, and I finished, I think, the last fight at like 30% health, so I definitely had enough, even with all that damage I take from the bleed. But the other thing that makes Mysterio absolutely insane is the passive that he gets after his special 3. And this is the first of the 2 poison immune fights that we're going to showcase, and there is nothing weird going on in this matchup. This is just how hard Mysterio hits. And keep in mind, this is a rank 3. This is a rank 3 in all of these. This is not a rank 4. And yes, I will get out of the Realm of Legends fights pretty soon. I think there's only like 2 more minutes of them, and then we get into some real content fights. But the passive that you get after your special 3, all it does is it increases your attack rating, and that scales with the poisons that you're placing. So what you want to do is you want to time your special 3 for right before one of your gases is about to come back, and then you'll get an immediate gas right after, and then you just have to go for medium twice, and you're up to your full ramp, and then you can parry heavy probably like 5 or 6 times on average with the amount of time you have left, and that includes baiting the defender's special attacks. But for fights like this, where the health pool is not that high, I think the health pool is only like 400k, something like that. I don't even remember, honestly. But for health pools like that, you don't even need to go for your special 3. So in the fights where the defender is not poison immune, I don't even end up going for my special 3 because it actually would take longer. Like, it would actually slow the fight down. But against the poison immunes, we're going to go for the special 3 because we're just relying on our basics. This fight was really nice. So this is Scarlet Witch. We're going to go for our mediums, and like our mediums are doing decent damage. Like definitely nothing bad. And we're just going to keep hitting her with the heavies. If you're fast enough, you can with a light and then go for a heavy to punish her special 1. But I'm pretty sure right here we get a really lucky power drain, and that means that I don't have to bait her specials. I could have thrown a heavy attack there, but I didn't react in time. But we're going to throw 2 here, and then she does go down. And that was a 32-second takedown of a Realm of Legends fight. So now, the OG hard Realm of Legends fight, Wolverine, the one that roadblocked absolutely everyone when he came out, and you basically had to bring a counter. Like, there were so few counters in the game to this fight at the time that it released, and yeah, Mysterio absolutely destroys it. He would have been a genuine option for this fight even before he got the Penny Parker synergy, because while I'm not going to showcase it in this video, when he does a light ending combo, he does place a very long heal block, which scales off of the duration of how many gas you have, and it does not remove gas, which is really, really nice. But yeah, Mysterio is one of the best heal blockers in the game because he just gets it normally. Like, he doesn't have to throw specials or anything. He just gets it from his basics for free, which is awesome. And this is the last fight in the showcase. This was Black Bolt before he got buffed. And if you don't know, Black Bolt used to have recoil on his special 2 built into the champion, regardless of masteries. And it always just, whenever I have to do this fight for a showcase or something, it always just makes me laugh that that was an ability that Kabam once thought was a good idea in the game. I mean, they kind of brought back an updated version of it with Gentle's kit, but yeah, not really the same thing. Alright, so now we're on to some real content fights. That was just a little bit of a warm-up, a chance for me to do my intro. This is Abyss Thing. And this is a fight I've done before with Mysterio. I did this when he was a rank 2 as well. And I made sure that I knew how to counter the special 1 with the heavy. But as you can see, this is a 2.7 million health thing, and we're taking him down really well. I was able to bring Mr. Fantastics here, and I just placed the 2 of them, the one for combat power rate, and then also the one for damage and debuffs. So as you can see, after my special 3, we went for medium twice, and then the third charge okay, to be fair, this was the first fight that I recorded for the showcase, so there are going to be some times in this fight where I whiff heavies in the corner because I wasn't used to his heavy spacing. I did get used to it near the end, so I'm not going to end up doing that in a couple of the clips. But for the beginning, yeah, I just was kind of out of practice, to be honest. But as you can see, Mysterio is absolutely destroying this. We're going to go for only our second special 3 of the fight. Only 2 so far. He is just being an absolute monster. And yeah, if you are able to time your special 3 for right before one of the charges comes back, then you only have to medium twice, which saves a bunch of time. And yeah, the Mr. Fantastics coming in clutch, both enhancing our poison damage, and as you can see, this dude absolutely melts in a minute 39. That was really, really impressive. Next up here, we're getting to the biggest health pools of them all, Necropolis. This is going to be Necropolis Odin with Mysterio. We do have the Heimdall synergy, and the purpose of the Heimdall synergy is so that we can tank a special 3 off the start of the fight, and if you tank a special 3, Odin copies all his buffs, which activates the node where he is now able to take damage, because he's only able to take damage here if he has a certain number of buffs. So while the Mr. Fantastic pre-fights do make it a little bit more annoying, we are able to push Odin to his special 3 via my special 3, which kind of was perfect because, as you can see, I'm going to throw my special 3 and then he's going to throw his instantly. So we're basically just ready to do damage right as we remove his inability to take damage. So we do have to deal with some reverse controls in this fight, but I'm very, very comfortable with reverse controls. And each poison that we place is ticking for 10,751 per tick. So double that. That would be what, like 21,500, and that's with class disadvantage. Class disadvantage. It would be more if I was doing even a neutral matchup. But this was kind of the most generic fight, quote unquote generic fight in all of Necropolis. So I felt that it was perfect for something like this. We do get clipped once. That's the only time I'm going to get clipped in this one. There is the spacing to counter his special 2 with a heavy, but he does actually recover from his special 2 pretty quickly, so it is a very tight timing, so I didn't always go for it. And I don't think I ended up going for it in this attempt. This fight did take multiple attempts because if Odin throws a special 1 or a special 2 while you're trying to push him up to his special 3, it just wastes a lot of time, and I don't really want to showcase wasting time. So yeah, the nice thing about Mysterio's heavy is that if you're like a half step away from the corner, it pushes you forward perfectly so that you can heavy again. So right here, we can heavy once, heavy twice. Unfortunately, with the way that Mysterio's heavy works, if you do that more than once, like if you heavy attack when he's already in the corner, Mysterio pushes himself back far enough that you can no longer go for a heavy attack, but it's not really a big deal. You'll notice also sometimes when I am ramping Mysterio, I end up going for heavy attacks at 2 charges rather than 3, and that just has to do with how close I am to the next charge. Because if you think about it, the poisons are based off of how many charges you have. So if you parry heavy once when you have 2 charges, and then by the time you're able to heavy again, you have your 3rd charge, it's actually going to do more damage than if you just gotten your 3rd charge and then gone for a parry heavy. Because you're going to get 1 weak and 1 strong poison instead of just 1 strong poison. So that's just kind of situational awareness. Also, something I thought I should point out because I do think it's relevant. Mysterio has one of the worst heavy reaches in the entire game. Like, it basically covers 0 ground. It's kind of sad, honestly, and it makes it really difficult for Mysterio to counter a lot of special attacks and heavies. Like, you have to either whiff a heavy basically every single time on most specials, unless it's like the last one is a dash at you that you can dex, and then you can just punish it. So next up here, we have Old Man Logan from Labyrinth of Legends. This is a 1.6 million health fight, which is, I think, the 2nd lowest in this whole video, if you don't count Realm of Legends. But I don't know. I have a couple Abyss fights in here. I have a couple Labyrinth fights in here. I have Gauntlet fights. I have some Act content in this video. So I just kind of spread stuff out. That right there was an example of a special attack that you can just use a light attack to get close enough and then punish. But there, I don't know why I didn't do it. I could have done it. This was also one of the first clips I recorded, to be fair. This was like the 2nd one I recorded. In fact, I think I recorded this even before I did the Star-Lord one, which is coming up soon. There, I could have heavied. I didn't realize that I had the spacing. But as you can see, Mysterio's basics are hitting really hard as well. And there, I was just too slow. And we eat 2 combos to end the fight off, which is just amazing. Could have saved another 5 seconds there, been around a minute. But I didn't. Yeah, we have Star-Lord here. So this is double the health. A little bit over double the health, actually. This is 3.4 million health. Star-Lord. I forgot to edit at the beginning of the clip there, but I'll just leave it in. And this was a really, really satisfying fight. This was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be, honestly. And Mysterio, with the Penny synergy, was basically made for this kind of health pool. Like, he was made to be a really fast option to take out a very high health pool defender. Because there's basically no health pool that is big enough for Mysterio. He is, and I'm not joking when I say this, as far as taking out really high health pool defenders in content, he is on par with Onslaught Kate Bishop, Shuri, he is as good as them. And if he makes sense for something like Necropolis or whatever the next big content is, I will use him because he is genuinely as good as those champions are. In fact, I think when you're trying to decide who the best damage over time champion in the entire game is, I think there's only two options. It's either Mysterio or it's Onslaught. I actually don't think there's anyone else that is close to them. And I say that as a huge Kate Bishop lover, a massive Shuri lover. Those are two of my favorite champions, and I absolutely adore them. They don't got nothing on Mysterio. Mysterio just has some of the most disgustingly insane poison damage because it's just on every heavy attack. You get it. It's crazy. And then his special 3 not only enhances the poisons, it also enhances the damage off of your heavy and your basics and also your striker. It's just insane. It gives you so much, and that is why he is one of my favorite champions to this day. I've always loved his kit. As soon as he got the Penny synergy, I was all over him and using him. He was one of my first rank 2 7-stars, and then unfortunately I didn't end up ranking him until about 2 weeks ago to rank 3, but I'm very happy that I did. So this one here, this is going to be Gauntlet Dr. Doom. Unfortunately, I was not able to go to the higher level of Gauntlet. I'm blanking on what it's called right now, but that one actually locks out all champions that are not 7-stars, and I don't own Penny Parker as a 7-star, so I wouldn't be able to bring her in for the synergy, which would allow me to do this fight in the first place. So Gauntlet is the best I can do. I'm sorry. If you can imagine, it would just be this fight, but probably about not quite twice as long, but maybe like 1.7 times as long because of the way that Mysterio ramps. He'll do, like, it's not twice as long for a 1 million fight than a 500k fight. But that's still a 700,000 health Doom in, what was that, 40 seconds? Something like that. Alright. Next up, we have Act 8.1.1, The Boss, Red Skull. And this is just something I wanted to showcase. There's a couple things I wanted to show in this one. First off, Mysterio was, I believe, the first champion in the game that was immune to ability accuracy reduction. And you can see that in the Red Skull interaction here, because your parries are never going to fail. You're always going to be able to land your parries. There, I messed up the heavy. There is spacing for heavy countering the heavy consistently. I just did it wrong. But another thing I wanted to showcase in this fight was poison vulnerability. This node has poison vulnerability. So basically, after you place a poison, you're going to get increased attack rating. All future poisons are going to be stronger. And yeah, it's just a really good time for Mysterio, basically. We're going to land a bunch of reparries. And as you can see, he is absolutely melting, and that is 800,000 health in 50 seconds. So now, next up is going to be the last clip of this video, and this is going to be Abyss Invisible Woman. I'm sure that everyone had different experiences doing Abyss for the first time when it came out. From my experience, this was the single hardest fight. And I know that a lot of people that had Nick Fury will not agree because this would have been very easy for them. It would have been one of the easier ones. I did not own Nick Fury until well after I had fully explored Necropolis, or sorry, not Necropolis, Abyss of Legends. And I had to do this fight with some, let's just say, suboptimal options. So my memory of this fight is just being absolute cancer, and I hated this fight when I had to do it. It was, without a doubt, the hardest fight in Abyss, for me personally. And I know that's just because of roster. There, I'm somehow blind and did not notice that she went invisible, so I'm going to get stun chained now and just narrowly escaped eating the combo. But the nice thing about the way that Mysterio deals damage is that he is going to constantly be dealing damage with the damage over time, whether you're hitting them or not. So either you're going to be dealing a lot of damage, or you're going to be removing that shield. And that shield is big, and with some non-optimal options for this fight, it can be very, very annoying. It can slow you down very significantly. The worst part about this matchup is probably the invisibility, because it just delays you so much. But you can see we just went through a whole shield in like 5 seconds because the poison damage just absolutely tore through it. So I think we need to get to one more special 3 there. I don't know what I was doing. That was really bad. Yeah, I think we just need to get to one more special 3, and then the fight is going to be over. 22% health left here. We are going to go for our medium combos. We are going to get the third one here back from the SIG ability, which is how you get the gas passively. Like, it's how it ticks up. But yeah, the shield is down. We're going to go for a heavy, and she is dead. And that was a 2-minute and 24-second takedown of what is, in my opinion, the single hardest fight in Abyss of Legends. To be fair, I've never done the fight with Nick Fury because I 100%ed way before I got him, and I don't know how it was with him, but in my experience, that was the hardest fight. So that is going to be all. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I really liked recording the content for a champion that I love so much and who I've always loved, and I'm finally getting the opportunity to showcase him. But if you want to see anything more from Mysterio, like any specific fight, please drop it in the comments, and if it is feasible, I will go do it. Maybe some more Necropolis fights. There weren't any super simple fights I could do with him right at the beginning. Odin was by far the easiest, which is why that's the one I did. But I'm sure there's some others I could do for him if I put in a little more time to get to them. So if there's something you want to see, let me know. I will be happy to do it. And until then, I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.